for his family. Stephen said that he had sent people to look for Sarah, but there was no trace. By nightfall, Sarah would definitely be eaten by the monsters. As the days passed, no one saw Sarah anywhere. Everyone thought she had died in the forest. However, no one expected that Sarah was locked in the basement of the priest's house. It turned out that a few days before, Nathan had secretly gone to the priest and told him everything his older sister had done, including the fact that Sarah heard a strange voice in her head. The priest felt that this matter was not simple, so he secretly locked Sarah in the basement to ask some more questions. Sarah said that when she first arrived in this town, she heard a strange voice in her head. It said that if she did what it said, the villagers would soon return home. Sarah thought it was true, so she did it, even doing the evil things she didn't dare to think of. After hearing it, the priest looked doubtful. He had long believed that this village was not real, but a fantasy world created from book number 74 of the Bible. The voice Sarah heard might be that of God, the creator of life. If this was true, then Sarah possessed an extremely special ability that would be very necessary in the future. At the same time, Sarah suddenly had a severe pain, so she took out a pen and scribbled on a piece of paper. Sarah said that this was proof that the voice in her head was real. The priest looked at the paper and saw a strange drawing. He then went to the empty lot, dug up a cloth bag from the ground. It was the thing the priest had buried when he first arrived at this village. There is a chocolate bar in the bag. Surprisingly, the drawing on the paper was exactly the same as the logo on the chocolate bar. The priest was shocked when he saw it. Meanwhile, Jim and his wife were investigating the items in the house. They felt strange because the core of the wire had nothing inside. The plug was broken on one side. However, the electric light was still on normally. So where did this electricity come from? While they were thinking, Jade ran over. Jade wanted to create a radio receiver with Jim. If they could catch the signal from outside, they would prove that they were somewhere on Earth. Since the village had no usable items, the two went to the black car to get the assembly parts. After a hard day, they finally successfully created a radio receiver. However, it needed to be placed in a high place to work. Jim quickly climbed up the big tree to place the radio receiver. Jade, who was standing below, suddenly discovered the tree was bleeding. Looking up, he was horrified to see it full of dead bodies. The same strange symbol appeared on the tree trunk as the day before. At the same time, a soldier appeared from behind. He held a gun and threatened Jade, causing him to run into the forest. Jade didn't know how far she had run, but when he looked back, he saw Jim in front of him. The surrounding scenery also returned to normal. Jade was scared and ran away. As for Jim, after placing the receiver on the tree, he turned it on to use it. However, after a while of broadcasting his voice outside, there was still no response. Jim returned home in frustration. Going down to the basement, he found Tabby digging a hole. She said that all the house's electrical wires led underground. There must be something